Hey there, this is Ray Higdon, and I coach and train network marketers on how to generate more customers, recruit more reps, become top earners. And I've been doing this type of thing for 8 years now. 8 years now. Before, just to, I know what you may be thinking, before I ever coached anybody, I had already become the number one income earner in a network marketing company that I joined after having lost it all in real estate. You see, I turned to network marketing because real estate beat the hell out of me. When there was the real estate crash of 2008, I got wiped out, personal foreclosure, chased by bill collectors, also happened to go through a divorce, and times were tough. At the time, here I live in Naples, Florida, and no one was hiring. My credit was shot. I had no money. And so I didn't know what I was going to do, to be honest. And so I turned to network marketing and I made a decision. I had tried network marketing in the past and it hadn't worked for me. And I was a little skeptical. I was a little kind of burnt from it. I really didn't want to do it, but I saw it as an option that I was going to figure out. And you'll find that, when you run across people who are anti-MLM and negative about network marketing, often, they got in and maybe they were overpromised and lied to, which, does happen. But I doubt they really gave it their all. I really doubt that. I was able, again, became the number one income earner of that company. I have made millions of dollars in network marketing commissions. And now my wife and I, we no longer build any team. We coach and train. And I've worked with leaders that have teams of 100,000, 300,000, all the way up. My biggest leader has a team of 750,000 that I've worked with and coached. And so I'm excited to help you with this. So I have really 6 points that I'll cover here today on how to build a successful network marketing business. Also, I do have a couple resources. I have our funnily named Freakishly Effective Social Media for Network Marketing book. You can check out the reviews on Amazon. There's a lot of reviews on it. And we also have Freakishly Effective Leadership for Network Marketing. This one we also have in Spanish now. I don't have that near me. And we're also the authors, my wife and I are authors of Time, Money, Freedom, which is a book put out by Hay House. That's our latest book. And feel free to check that out. So let's get started, all right? Enough about me. Let's talk about you. So the first step, that if you want to build a successful network marketing business, the first step for you is you need to not require acceptance, approval, or agreement from the people around you. Your friends, your family members, even your husband, your wife. If you start this journey with, let me go to my friends and family members and make sure they buy into my idea, you ain't ever gonna get started. It ain't gonna work for you. And so you need to eradicate that, vaccinate yourself from that concept of people agreeing with you, accepting you, approving of what you're doing, because it's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen, period. And so that's step number one. Know that there are many a success story in network marketing that their friends and family members made fun of, poked fun of, ridiculed. I don't feel like I had friends and family members mock me, but I definitely had people that knew me mock me. Say, oh, couldn't cut it in real estate, now you're doing a pyramid, right? And so I definitely got mocked. Literally every time, I have a few followers on Instagram, and every time I go live over there's always someone, right? There's always someone. So someone's always going to be, nipping at your toes and trying to pull you down, but it's up to you how you react. You can't control how other people think or what they even do, but you can control how you react. And so I would suggest that you embrace the fact that network marketing can absolutely create freedom for you. But you got to get past that very first obstacle of being ridiculed, of having people not agree, accept, or approve of what you're doing. Number 2, understand that time's going to pass anyway. So I remember when I was recruiting and bringing people into my organization, and sometimes people would ask, hey, how long until I'm making big money? And my response was often, well, what if it takes 5 years? And they're like, 5 years? I'm like, do you have a plan? Do you have a way that in 5 years you have a bunch of money coming to you? Like, do you have an inheritance? Do you have a hedge fund I don't know about? Do you have, like some big windfall coming your way in 5 years? 99 out of 100 humans do not. The 5 years are going to pass anyway, right? And so embrace the concept that this is like any business. If you're starting a restaurant, boy, know for a fact you ain't going to be rich your first year, second year, third year. I mean, it may take you more than 5 years, and with a much higher investment and risk and equipment and all that stuff, right? But you got to embrace the long term. The time's going to pass anyway. And so you may have to spend, in network marketing, I found that you're either punished or rewarded for the life you led before you joined. And so if you're someone who's been sharpening the saw and working on yourself and really improving yourself, then you'll probably get a decent start at network marketing, but I would still plan on it being years before you reach even close to your potential. Now, I will tell you one story that I really, really love, and it's a lady named Amy Murphy, Canadian. And she had been attempting network marketing for 17 years, and she had made less money than she had paid. Right? That's tough with the auto ships and the badges and the hats and the shirts and the conventions, right? She had paid out more than she had made in 17 years. That's tough. Well, she's now $1 million earner in her company. And she told me what turned it around for her. And that was she found my wife and I's social media training, and she just started doing things in a different way. So you'll find that it's not always just doing the things, it's doing the things in a certain way that gets you actual results. And so, she's now $1 million earner. She now, retired her husband. They have a blast. They're a lot of fun. They're both awesome people. And she did end up, after she became $1 million earner, she did end up becoming a client of mine too. But she just Googled one day and found, a video like this and on social media, and it helped her out. Number 3, you need to understand that it is lower risk and lower overhead, but it is higher scrutiny. And that means you got to be tough. See, you have to be tough to be an entrepreneur, right? You have to be willing to roll up your sleeves and do some work, man, because you have to be self-motivated. Unlike a job, you're not, no boss is going to kick your desk and say, hey, what are you doing today, right? You have to be self-motivated. You have to drive yourself. And so the reason I say that is you got to be tough to own any kind of business. You got to be doubly tough mentally, okay, to be a network marketer. So what do I mean by lower risk and lower overhead? Well, I have a buddy, has a restaurant, and it was $80,000 for him to install the brick oven for brick oven pizzas. Now, how many pizzas you got to sell to make 80 grand in profit, right? So pizza is a pretty high profit margin item, I understand. So maybe you're selling, pizza pies at, $15, and the supplies is costing you $2 or $3. Okay, so that's, let's say $12 a pie. Okay, 12 divided by $80,000, that's a lot, right? Or if you want to go the franchise route, right? Franchise, much higher rate of success. Well, a Domino's franchise is $250,000, and they tell you in the paperwork, expect a 10-year return on investment. That means, for those that don't know, that means that at the end of 10 years, you should make your money back, your investment back after 10 years. So even if you dropped $1,000, and I know that, startup costs vary, but even if you dropped $1,000 on your network marketing business to start, bought a few books, bought a few courses, etc., and it took you 10 years to get that $1,000 back, you'd be a way better option than Domino's because it's less risk, it's less overhead, right? It'd be less scrutiny to do the Domino's. No one's gonna be, oh, got a Domino's, huh? Oh, pizza dude, huh? Right? No one's gonna make fun of you for that. That's what you gotta battle, right? You got low risk, low overhead, high scrutiny, because that's what you'll deal with. Next, routine. So let's talk about that. There are 3 things that I did to become the number 1 income earner in that company. Just 3. Number 1, I had read a book called Go for No. And I've now, I don't think I have that around here either. I'm actually, we sold our house. I'm in a rental right now, so I do not have that in front of me. I read a book called Go for No, which I've since co-authored a book called Go for No for Network Marketing. And it talked about going for no's to help you get over your resistance to rejection. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to make this happen. And so I went for 20 no's a day my first 6 months in that company. 20 no's a day. Now, that's a ridiculous amount. It's not for the faint-hearted. Even if you go for 2 no's a day, 5 no's a day, that's still very intense. Because keep in mind, a non-response is not a no. You reach out to someone, they have to tell you, no, I'm not interested. No, I don't want to do it, right? And so you can have a no goal like I had, or you can just have a ask the question goal. But at the end of the day, your routine has to include you asking other humans, are you open to taking a look at what it is that I have? Product, service, opportunity, okay? And so have a activity managed number where how many people are you asking if they're open to taking a look? Notice I didn't say, are they open to join? I didn't say, are they open to purchase? Are they open to give me your social, right? No. Are you open to taking a look? That's all I'm asking, okay? And so instead of trying to close everybody and driving them nuts and driving yourself crazy, instead, see who's open. Much better energy, much better. Number 2, I hated reaching out to people. I don't know about you. Do you like reaching out to people? I didn't. Hated reaching out to people, and so I decided I was going to do a video a day. I started doing a video a day every single day in the hopes that at some point it would attract people to me. Sometimes it was a video like this, sometimes it was a much shorter video, but doing more videos is very powerful for you. And we do teach that inside of our Rank Makers group. Okay, next, third, sorry. So 3 things I did: 20 no's a day, video a day, and number 3 is self-development every day. That's, if you're watching this video, that's probably something you're doing. You're probably reading a book or listening to audio or on Clubhouse or whatever. Probably something you're doing, but for me, that varied. When I first started, it was free courses, YouTubes, library books, until I started making money. And then I started, getting into coaching groups, getting into masterminds, hiring coaches. So I have invested for the last 8 years over $100,000 a year each year into my education, whether it's for coaching, masterminds, etc. And so I'm not suggesting that you do that amount unless you're at a very high, income, but investing some time at least for you to, pick up some good books that are going to help you out, etc. Next, let's talk about leadership and duplication. Where I think the biggest mistake people make, I'll give you the 2 biggest mistakes people make in leadership. And these, I guarantee you, they're the 2 biggest. Number 1, they have a sense of mom guilt, whether they're male or female, and anyone that they recruit, they try to do everything for, right? Imagine if you did everything for your kid, right? You chewed up their food for them, regurgitated into their mouth. They don't walk anywhere. You just carry them, right? Their whole life. You do the homework for them, right? Like you literally do everything for them, and they don't learn anything, right? And they also won't have kids because they don't think they can match up with how good of a parent you are because you do so much. So one of the 2 top mistakes is that you just do too much for your rep. You do everything for them. You track their shipments. You call them every day, good morning. And that's a problem because they're not a client. You're trying to make them believe they can do what you are doing. If you're doing everything for them, then they don't think they can do that. So they'll actually sabotage their success. Number two, big mistake that a lot of people make is they assume that everyone that enters their team has a very high level of desire. And this is something we talk about a lot in our leadership book, but they think everyone has a high level of desire or that they should. So imagine the gym owner that thought everyone that came there wanted 6-pack abs and should have 6-pack abs. So you walk in and you're feeling good. You made it to the gym. You're like, all right. And the gym owner's like, You've been coming here a while. I don't see you getting new results. And you say, well, I enjoy coming, and I kind of do my thing, and I don't have huge goals or anything. And they're like, well, we need you to really step it up. How long would you continue to pay for that membership, right? You'd probably end it that day, or if it happened one more time, wouldn't you? Right? Same thing. See, people will cancel their auto ship because they feel like they're disappointing you, or they'll stick around forever if you're accepting of where they are at the moment. So it's longevity, not intensity, that will build you a large team. You will absolutely cap. If you're that hard driving leader that thinks, every hole, regardless of size, needs a hammer. Pow. If tough love is your only weapon, you're going to run over a lot of people you could have helped and would have stayed around. Okay? And so understand there's different levels of desire. Some people are going to come into your team just to make friends, just to be part of something, be part of the mission. You pressing them to make money isn't you serving them if that's not what they want. Is it serving to go to your kid that doesn't want to be a lawyer and really press on them because that's what's good for them? No, it's not. It's unhealthy, and you won't have a great relationship. Same way with your team. And lastly, you have two businesses. Okay, you have at least, you may have more. You got at least two businesses. You got the business of where you actively make money, network marketing, and then you have what you do with that money. Okay, so always remember, I've met a lot of former top earners in my day. Don't be one of those guys. Okay, and it seems like they are mainly guys, but as far as formers, right? I think women tend to be a little bit better with their money for the most part, but as you make money, take a percentage of that and invest it. Invest it in whatever you're comfortable with, stocks, life insurance, crypto, whatever you're comfortable with. But know that you should be building a business, and yes, you want that passive income, that residual income, but you also want to spin off some investments to be really, really secure. And so if you like this video, drop me a comment, subscribe to this channel. What's a topic you would like me to cover? Feel free to drop it in the comments, and share this with your team. We cover some important things for your team, especially for the new person that wants to build a successful network marketing business. So I appreciate you, and I hope to see you around.